Started, and right now we are 7:31. Okay.
Or 9 a.m. there, 9 p.m.
No, yeah, 9:01. Yeah, we'll give one more minute.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe about like let's see. Checking on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have about close to 40 students now. Folks joining.
We can give a minute or two.
Yeah, sure. Sure, Raghu.
So most of the students are in Chennai, or where are they based? Do you know?
Yeah, it's all spread across. I would say like maybe 30-40% in Chennai. Then some are from other towns. Some are in the villages. Yeah.
And they're all in undergrad, right?
Yes,
Second year,
yes.
third year, fourth year.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
I guess today most of them are first year or second year, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're close to 50.
Mhm.
I think we can get started.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Raghu, let me start this meeting. First of all, thank you very much for your time to selecting this Saturday morning spend with our students. It's kind of a Saturday morning is golden hours for all of us, right? So we used to have a SEEEDS meeting on a Sunday morning, but whenever I get up, I used to think, oh, on 5 days I get up early. Oh, today also I have to get up early. Then something motivates us, right? So it motivates you. Today you chose to do this, and the topic is really it's interesting. Last week, in fact, Prasad gave a speech on failure, how to cope up with the failure.
Okay.
Now you are giving us success story. That's coincidentally it says like success followed by failure. So it's following our conversation also, our session also. It's coincidentally following. So now we are in success story. So
Yeah.
now all our students at least attended and understood what's how to cope up with the failure, what are the causes for failures, how to come out of failure, all those things. Now the next step is success, and for me it's more difficult to handle the success than the failure. So that's retain or sustain the success. That's something more difficult. And I believe you. I heard about you a lot from Prasad, and you've been kind of you started with a humble career. Then you are now managing director of Wells Fargo, which is it's a great achievement, great milestone in your career. We are very excited to learn about your success story, or in general success stories, or how to become successful and retain the success, sustain the success, and spread the success. So that's all we are all waiting for. Um, Thank you very much once again. We welcome to SEEEDS, and it's all yours now.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity. Um, my name is Raghu Addepalli. I was born in Hyderabad and brought up in Hyderabad. I moved to the US more from a career perspective and to New Jersey, and settled in New Jersey for more than 20 years now. I'll tell a fun fact about SEEEDS, right? Before we start about the success story and what needs to be success, right? So I'm very close to, near and dear to SEEEDS. I'm only participating in a term of a donor, helping two students since 3-4 years. But the way the SEEEDS started, was one of the founders, KVN Prasad, is our family friend. His wife and my wife went to same school. They live in New Jersey. So he came visiting to us in 2015, I believe. When he was with us that couple of days, he thought of this idea of starting a not-for-profit organization. And then within those 2 days, he came up with the name SEEEDS. Um, Even though I'm not actively participated, I know when it started. I speak to him, and I was happy to share more of not my success story. I can tell you what make someone success, right? So I know you're all in the first year, second year. Some of the things that I learned by observing and seeing people, what makes one successful, trying um, to an extent imitate it, and then learning the things, right? So hopefully this will help you to keep some of the things in the back of your mind, and as you progress in your career, I will mostly talk about career. I'm not a guru for life, right? So we'll get one more person from seats sometime, but I'll walk you through my success story less, but giving an examples and narrating some small short stories of what makes you to be successful in the future career, right? So with that, let me start a presentation, right? I put together a small presentation. um, Let me know if you can see it. Can you see it? Oh, no. I will share the screen first, right? Share content.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yes, you're able to see. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll start off with my career journey, right? The reason why I want to put this slide out is I had multiple changes in my career. I started off as an electronics communication engineering. I did my graduation in electronics and communication, and I was so looking forward to work in electronics and communication. So I got a job in as an R&D engineer in a company by name Avanto. You can see at the bottom my workplaces, right? It's a future. Ava means future in Germany, German language, and they put telecom. It's a small, short, also small scale industry based in Hyderabad. I joined there, and pretty soon I understood that those days back in '94, electronics was not that much in Hyderabad. People used to get paid very low, engineering graduates specifically. So I worked for about 2 months. In the second month, I realized that what can I grow in that if I stick in that company for a longer period, what are my future prospects? They were not that great. So then within the second month, I started looking around, applying for the jobs. And then I moved into a office automation service industry. It's called Kilburn. It's a public limited firm. So most of you might know when it is a public limited company, they are well capitalized. They have initial public offering and they don't need to worry about it. And this was a group of companies based in I think it's called Williamson Mager Group of companies based in Calcutta, and they have offices across. So the same story happened. I started working on first couple of months, my salary doubled, and sort of I'm so happy. I'm a management trainee. Um, as my journey started with this company, I used to take a bus from my hometown, and this around the same time, one of my classmates also started in software. He used to go to Satyam Computers. I used to go to Kilburn. We met and we were happy. Sort of, not many people know about software. He said, "I'm a software trainee." I said, "I'm a management trainee." After 6 months, things differently changed. And then I said, one of my mentors suggested that, the future is all about software. You should start working on software. Then, even though it's a public limited company, I quit that company without a job. My parents were all, my sister, my father passed away in '93. So my elder sister is more of a parent for me. She and my brother-in-law said, "Are you sure you're leaving a public limited company? You're well paid." Said, "No, I understood that there's no career in this office automation. I want to do in the software." So I quit that company. I learned computer languages in the evenings, and I joined a company called SRG, System Research Group. What they said is they took a test. They said, "Fine, you seems you know what to do, how to do programming, but we won't pay you until you're productive." So I started off from zero. So it was a little difficult going from when you're getting paid and then go back to zero. And within 2 months, they said, "Okay, your productive will pay you from day one." So they did that, and then after a year and a half, they sent me to New Jersey. permit. So I came here, I worked for a company called OST. It's a software technology company, and I was a consultant. So during the consultant, I worked at literally at 10 different places in about 1 year. So they used to be a high-paid consulting company. I'll go to the different companies. I worked at different places. I worked in financial, pharmaceutical, telecommunications, you name it. I worked in different industries. I've seen different people. So I gained a lot of experience talking to people, understanding. It's a new country. You can understand. I came in the age of 24. I know nothing about this country. I'm the first one from my family. I learned a lot, and then somehow I landed it as a consultant at one of the top one investment banks in the world, Goldman Sachs. And I did work out there, and they offered me full-time employment. Then, suddenly from a software programmer, after a year or two, I became a technology manager. So it's another change in the career, because what happens is when you are individual contributor, if you can do your work good, awesome, right? But when you become a people's manager, people management is difficult. That's a lot of people, what they do is they don't want to be a people manager, be an individual contributor, do what I don't want. It's also a personality. I wanted to grow there. I became a technology manager and I became a vice president there. Then one of my mentors at Goldman said, you've been here for long, you should go and look out somewhere else. Then I started looking. I joined another European bank called Deutsche Bank. I worked for about another 5-6 years. That's where I realized that there is a glass ceiling for senior technology management. And I attended a lot of conferences at Goldman where young people became managing directors in the business, and I quickly understood that I should move towards to the management, more towards I would say, up in the food chain. So then I did my MBA. I moved to Wells Fargo. I'm working as a managing director now. Got promoted when I moved to Wells Fargo as a director, and 3 years ago I promoted as a managing director. So the takeaways for you from this slide is you can change career. Today you're in second year, third year, whatever, and you know what you know. But once you go to the marketplace, there may not be that much of career growth in your field. But don't be afraid to change. Take the chances. I would say take the chances early on, right? If it is when you are in 20s, you can make a mistake quickly and then change it. But don't be afraid. And the other thing I want to point out, the reason why I put 1993 and 2014 is I did my MBA after 19 years of my bachelor's in engineering. That's a long time. And what I suggest to you is if you have the desire to study early on. Don't wait for long, because the more longer you wait, it becomes challenging. If when you are a bachelor, you have less liabilities, you can move around, you can do in the evenings or weekends or weeknights. For the matter, you can also quit your job and study if you have a strong desire. But as you expand your family, you get married, you move to a bigger home, and you have liabilities, you have kids, you have car. As the liabilities increase, when you have nothing, there is no fear of losing. When you have something, it's always if you're always afraid of losing something when you make the jump. So move sooner than later. But I just wanted to emphasize that you can also study. So that's what I want to focus here, saying you can make a career change, you can study, and you can make change in your career as you grow, as you learn. I want to make this more interactive. Please feel free to ask any questions. Think I'm your older brother in your family, right? Ask me questions, anything that you feel. Don't be afraid to say anything. As much as I know, in my experience, I can say, suggest some of these things. Do you have any questions or any comments before we move on to second slide?
No, sir.
So
Yeah, Raghu, I have a comment. So we both kind of have a similar, backgrounds or experience of in their life or changing a career, right? So I also completed my mechanical engineering in '93, and I worked for manufacturing industries for like about 5 years. Then I know computer was my passion too during my school days also, but I could not get into computer science engineering. I took a mechanical. Then I always had a love with the computers.
Yeah.
And after 5 years, I jumped into computer engineering or computer field, learning Java at that time in late 90s. Yeah, I definitely connect with you, and I always wanted to convey this, what you are conveying. Be agile, and be ready to change. Don't stick with. I know some folks, if you are very very passionate with the one thing, yeah, you can stick with that if you are master, and if you are too much passion, stick with that. But every field, what you are passionate with, you can be a successful. But same time, if there is no scope or there's no enough growth, be flexible to switch.
Great.
That's yeah, it's a good advice. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is more of question for you. Some of you can, if you can answer. And we all want to be successful in a career. I don't think anybody, the people who are on this call, 40, 50 members who are on this call, they want to be successful. They want to hear what works to be successful, right? Can you say, some of you on the call, what qualities are required to be a person to be successful?
Smart
Feel free
work,
to say
Hard
anything.
work,
Mhm.
perseverance,
Okay, very good.
discipline,
Yeah.
time management,
Sorry, what was that again?
time
Dedication.
management,
Yeah.
time management.
Time management, dedication, hard work, perseverance. Yes. Anybody can say any more other than those qualities?
Very thing is we need to
discipline.
be very firm in what we are doing. If we are really passionate, then success is easy to us. Yes, of course, the process is hard, but we
Yeah.
can succeed if we are really passionate about it.
Yes. Absolutely wrong. Right. Any more? So far, a lot of good qualities. I would say the qualities that you need to be successful.
Does anyone say the courage? That should be
Have
one
the
of it.
courage. You heard the failure, right? Failure will be the first step to success. Sometimes you can fail, but next time you should take all those inputs, what made you to fail, and try to adjust and correct it. So there are many. I put 9 different things. I'll give an example for each of them and what it makes, right? So first thing is attitude. So people, they say, you might have heard people, right? Attitude is everything. So when I do go to universities to hire fresh graduates. So one of the things that we were told when we go to the universities to hire, look for an attitude. So when you're talking to a person, when you talk to the person for 10, 15 minutes, you get to know what their attitude is. Skill is okay. Someone can learn skill by working on couple of months.
ஜெயிச்சக்கா சரியாயிடுச்சாக்கா வந்துட்டாங்களாக்கா
Friends,
எத்தனை நாள் லீவ்
can you
கொடுத்துருக்காங்க
all be on mute? Let me find out where it is coming from. Okay. It's not showing up who's talking.
Indumati.
எங்களை பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் அப்படிதான் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். பிராக்டிகல் முடிய தெரியும் 24 days அதுல 12 நாள் லீவ் போட்டா பாதி பதிவு
Oh,
அதுக்கப்புறம் எப்படி பிரச்சனை போடுவாங்க
okay. Where is that? Yeah, I found it. Okay. Yeah.
So attitude is everything. If you have the attitude, skill can be taught, skill can be learned. So have the right attitude, positive attitude, maintaining good working relationship, and hard work. What all the factors you said, those are nothing but what attitude you have. And the second thing I would say is have a goal, right? So somebody was saying perseverance, right? You will have a perseverance when you know that what your goal is. So always have, and when you work for a company, when you start your own thing, have an end goal and make it by stepwise. Try to see what's your first step, and then try to get to the step one, then move on to the step two. Without an end goal, a lot of people you'll see as you join workforce, people will be doing the same thing every day in, day out, and they won't grow because they don't have a goal. They come in, they work, they're not happy because they're not getting ahead in the career because they don't have a goal. They don't have, all their goal is to come in and work 8 hours and do enough. And when you do enough, you also get just enough, right? So always have an end goal. Wherever you join, whatever you're doing, if you're in the second year, third year, set yourself a goal. I wanted to master this subject and work towards. Your first step goal is to make sure that you understand what you're doing. Practice. Step two, you know enough how to get to the goal. Once you have a goal, you will find automatically what are the options how to get there. Maybe you can take assistance from your seniors, or you get reference materials online. So have an end goal to be successful. If without goal, you can't reach there. And then the self motivation is something that I see, right? As you go out of your the college, out of the college, there are a lot of people who can help you motivating, right? When you are around with your parents, with your siblings, or with your teachers. But once you get in the workforce, not necessarily people will be motivating for you. You'll find very, very less managers who will help you to motivate. So you need to find that what is that motivates you, right? So it can be that position, or it can be that people manager, or you want to get there some or achieve some success. You need to look that day in day out to make sure that so the self motivation is the only thing which can lead to a success from day over day. So the way you were saying, someone was saying about perseverance, right? That perseverance comes from what? Underlying factor is the motivation. You are motivated to get somewhere, and you won't leave that until you get there. And the next thing I would say is in some other qualities: integrity, ethics, respect. Doesn't matter what position you are, what you are doing. Always be respectful to your co-workers. Be respectful to the people you are working with. Maybe you in the schools, work with your students or your teachers or professors, and you need to be honest and show the integrity. Even the small thing, people are not watching, you do the right thing. Because if you can do right thing at the right position and your current position, that can lead to the next position. If you're not honest, and if you're doing something trying to get the credit of somebody else's, that may not last long, and sooner or later you will get out of it. So start with having these factors in your core personality that will help you to lead. And the other one I want to talk about is work hard but smart, right? So you can work hard. Let's say you and your peer was given some work. You can work hard by coming an hour before and staying 2 hours late, but how long you'll do? People will understand that you're a hardworking person, but you need to find how to get that 8-hour job in a smart way. Whatever you're working, can be extended to somewhere else. So always think before you do a work, some job, is there a better way to do this, right? Instead of just doing the manual stuff, right? And don't try to do the mundane stuff that everybody does. What is that I can do differently than what everybody else does? You need to be the differentiator. When you have 5 people working in a group, or in your project work, what makes you to be differentiated from other people? That differentiating factor, what you look for, when you start looking, you'll find yourself. If you just do what everybody else is doing, you're one of those, right? There is no way you can differentiate yourself. So always look before taking a task. Take a minute and see, can I do a better way, or this is the only better way I can? If you don't have any better way to do than what you're doing, then start thinking strategically. Right? What is strategic thinking is, if you're working for a company, or if you have your own if your own firm, always try to increase the bottom line of the company, its revenue, or its what is strategic thinking. Either you increase the revenue for the company, try to find opportunities. You, as an early as a junior professional, you may not find opportunities, but at least align yourself to that strategic growth of the company, revenue growth, or reduce expenses, help in automation. See what makes that company, just the way you're thinking, that you have to work smart. Think the ways that you can help the company to grow. Always move towards the top of the food chain. If you're at the bottom of the food chain, you're consuming it, the revenue that the company is making, you won't be paid, you won't be growing in your career. Always find, how can I get to there? Right? It doesn't matter any industry, any, where is technology, pharmaceutical, or finance, anything. Think, how can you align yourself to the revenue producing, and then go extra mile, right? The extra mile is always, everybody likes to be extra mile. Let's take an example of SEEDS, right? SEEDS is helping, they're bringing the donors, they're bringing the students, they're able to help the students. But there is no need for them to set up the weekly sessions and bring the people to give them, right? They are going extra mile. So I'm sure as a student, you're logging in the morning, you understand that somebody's spending time. So in such a way, you also need to go an extra mile. Always think, what is that I can do better than what everybody else is doing? Can I go one further extra mile to make a difference? And the learning part, right? Learning is a constant. You cannot stop learning after you're done with your graduation. Things are evolving, especially in technology. Everything is evolving. Now you always need to, if you see the learning itself, from the learning, if you take out L, it's earning. If you want to earn, whether it's your money or your career or anything, you have to continue to learn. Find ways to learn. Learning is the only one which can help you to grow. And as someone said, be perseverant, right? Never give up. Don't give up with one failure. If you're not able to succeed, put all these things in mind. Let's say you have a goal. Step one, you're not able to make it. Still, you are better than others because you're at least trying. So do that step one again, and don't give up until you're successful. I'll give an example, right? In never giving up in my case. I just said I just got promoted 3 years ago. I was up for more than 5 years ago. Every year, it's very hard to become a managing director in a company. Only 1 or 2% people makes it. So there's a lot of competition. You need to put everything in what I was talking about it, but still a lot of things play into things. Sometimes it might be the politics, it might be the personal preferences. We all like people, right? So when you are in the class, there are 50 people, you might have a friend of 1 or 2 close friends, and other people you may like, you may not like it. So I was up for 4 years ago, and I was told that you have everything to make an MD, but it won't happen this year. Sorry. So why? No, we can't say why, but it won't happen this year. So fine. Next year, I said, I will put the double effort and make sure that they know that I was up for it. They didn't make it. I won't leave it until I get it. So I made from the next day, as I felt very bad for one day, and the next day I said, I'll come back and show that I have perseverance in this one. I'll do more than what I've done it. And they should feel bad that they didn't do it last year. And next year they made it. So if you fail sometimes, not necessarily because of you, it's because your conditions, it's because of maybe other person or other people are great. Don't be, just respect the decision and move on, because when you are working for a firm, there are only 2 options: either you love it or leave it. You love it and do your work, otherwise leave it and find something else. So whatever it is, never give up in your goals. So I would say these, there are many, but in interest of time, what I think is the most important are these 9 things that you should start putting in your day-to-day life and try to see how you can make a difference. I would ask anybody has any questions or comments or your experience, feel free to share. I'm here also to learn from you. You are the new generation. You, as I said, I went to school long time ago. Now things are changing. You share some of the success stories, what you have or what you have to do, so that it's helpful for other peers of yours.
You rightly said this. Our students, first success stories, definitely getting a scholarship from SEEEDS itself. It's a first step of success for them. We I'm sure you know the process.
Mm-hmm.
We go through each year we get thousands of applications.
Yeah.
We go through the multiple layer of interview, then we select only about 10%. So yeah, all this whoever applies 1,000 people, they're all bright students. They all excelled in their studies, but only they were looking for a financial help.
Yep.
And among them, unfortunately, yeah, we have a budget constraint too. Then we have to narrow down. Then these students are kind of a best among the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's yeah. I let some students to talk or share their experience. Anybody, how do you have you come across any notable success? Or you can even say some other success story that inspired you.
So you're all inspiration for many people, as as you said. The process that you all went through to get support economically, right? You have done some things. What is that you have done? Get to this point where you can be funded. I think Siva, spoke. Your line was not clear. Can you please repeat? Okay. So we briefly touched about it, right? So someone said perseverance. You have to be hardworking, dedicated. You need to be hungry for success from start, right? So the way you had hunger to get into this, even with financial issues you have, from a family perspective, you studied well and you were able to get into the seat, and you need to be hungry throughout your career to be successful. So don't stop that you're done with your graduation. So continue your success, and you can identify what career you want. You can get to a career, but on the left hand side, if you see, you need to find the motivating factors, right? What motivates you? For some people, the motivation can be, as I said, it can be going into a specific industry or attaining some kind of a job or the corner office where you wanted to head the group, and recognize your passion. So a lot of people many people don't have passions, right? But if you have a passion, you are great, right? So you know what to pursue. If you don't have the passion, keep that mind open. Try to see what else is working what else is working in the current environment, and pick those. And the only way you can continue to be hungry for success is you need to have that enthusiasm. You need to have that motivation build up on a day-to-day basis. Find those things. Yeah, and yes, I think Anu was speaking. Anu, you wanted to say something? Okay, so if you have passion, you are one of the blessed ones. So continue your passion. If you don't, try to find what works for you, what makes you motivated, and keep that enthusiasm on a daily basis. That's the only thing which will make you go day over day to get to that goal what you have. And the other thing I've seen, at least it helped me, is people. It all depends who you hang out with. Let's say if you're hanging out with your friends and they're all motivated to learn something, and they're learning, I just take the computer skill as a software language that everybody's learning. And if they're taking extra classes, if they're doing things, if 4 of your friends are doing the same, you're naturally inclined to do that, right? Just say that you're an average of the 5 people that you hang out with. It's very important to hang out with the right people that you have. You always need to hang out with the people who are little slightly better than you, so you can get there. If you hang out with people who are less motivated, less focused than you, you tend to be that person sooner or later. So it's always important to hang out with the right person. I'll give you my example, right? I'm fortunate to have a couple of people who are highly motivated, right? Every time when I feel a little bit less in motivation, I call that person, and he talks about what else he's doing, what makes him motivated. Automatically, within a day, I'll recoup myself and then get motivated. And even the way I did my master's in business administration after 19 years from a college was, I was hanging out with a friend in a Deutsche Bank, and he is very motivated and he wants to study. So I'm having lunch with one day. He told me that he went through all the top universities in the US to pursue MBA, and then he was attending classes. And at that point, I didn't even know that there are opportunities where you can attend a class in the current curriculum as a guest student, and you can watch. So I didn't know any of that. He told me about everything. He did all the analysis, and he said, "Hey, this is the best university in the public university in the US. Why don't you apply?" So I got that opportunity. Then I said, "Oh, I'm interested. Let me try." So one conversation with one right person can change your career path and your destiny. So always try to hang out with the best people that you can. So that makes you to make a difference in your career. Anybody has any good friends that you're hanging out, getting some good inputs, and you're able to grow in your school life? Any examples?
Sir, I have a good friend, sir.
Very good. Can you share some of the experience, Aisha?
Sir, her name is Pooja, sir.
Mm-hmm.
From 7th standard, we are friends. She's always supporting me whenever I feel down. I also support her. We both support each of us. So,
Very great. Great. So, in what way you're supporting your friend, and how is she helping you?
in my studies, when I have some problems in my family, I fell down. That time she motivates me, be strong. Uh, Likewise, she support me a lot. So,
Yeah, great. You continued that friendship. That's very important. Always try to
so,
find the right person to be your friend.
so thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Anyone else wants to share a friend or a
I
person
have
who
a
you
friend.
value?
I'm Nusrat. I have a friend. Her name is Aisha. And after getting into college only, I got to know about her. And actually, if friends come to our circle, what it's just an enjoyment or entertainment, but we used to study together.
Nice.
If the topic is I couldn't understand, she will be explaining me. If she couldn't understand anything, I will be explaining her. So that's a very pleasurous thing in my life.
Great.
That
Great.
whatever happens, she'll be helping me with her words and with
Mm-hmm.
her motivations, encouragements. So that's a great friendship.
Nice. Good. Good to. She's a friend from. You're in second year or first year?
So I'm in first year. Just
Okay.
before 6 months, I met her.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, you reminded me my friendship with one person back in the college. When I was in my first year engineering college, um, we had a subject called engineering. I'm forgetting that engineering design, something like that. It was so tough. I couldn't understand a word. And this person and the teacher were having a constant debate in the class. And this person, I was studied in a different state. I studied in Karnataka, and I can't speak that language, the local language. All I can speak is English and Hindi. I made friends with him. The only reason I made friends with him is I understood that he's studious. He understands things that I don't, and I was very good in math. So we became friends, and it's been more than 25 years that we are still friends. I learned from him, and then we shared, and we don't speak along now that he has a family and is living in a different country. He's in the Middle East, in Dubai, and we don't speak, but we that relationship is still fond. We keep exchanging emails and chat sometimes, but that you have to have a good, at least a couple of friends who can help you in your career, who can support you in your family matters. Keep that friendship alive. And then other thing I wanted to share you is everybody, you have to have a friend, but both of you just narrated an examples where you have friend, you're a classmate and all, but the classmates are good to help you, but they won't be guide you for your future, because they may not have that experience, they may not have that insights. You always have to have a mentor and a network. It's almost like that. Let's say, for example, you're going to a place, right? I'm just giving an example. You want you want to go to Kerala. You're in Tamil Nadu, right? Chennai for most of the place people. So what will you do? You'll call somebody and say that I have a plan to go to Kerala. What are the places that you suggest to must see places? You get a list and you find out how to get there, right? In a way, you are getting a guidance from somebody who has done it. So always have a mentor. You find a mentor who is at least 3-4 years senior to you. They have seen much more than you in terms of world career, what is best opportunity for you. Have that mentor and keep that and make that relationship early on, right? If you're in this first year or second year, try to find who are graduated. You can even find, because SEEDS is now there more for 6-7 years now. Find out who are the SEEDS students who studied in your specific stream of education, whether it's sciences or medicine or anything what you're doing. Try to get this person and try to find out and make that relationship and ask them to be a mentor. If you go to a person and ask, can you be a mentor? Nobody will say no to anyone, right? As long as you have the good attitude and you have that thirst to learn, get that mentor. So in uh, my career, in my experience, I had one mentor, right? So this person is about 6 years senior to me. He was the one who suggested that software is the one I need to get into. Even I get unpaid training, I should switch my career and then get in there. So that's when I started talking about my own career journey. I left a public limited company and joined as an unpaid trainee because of his advice. And because of his advice, I was able to switch. I think our host was talking about, right? He also did mechanical engineering 93, but it took some time. It took 5 to 6 years to switch. And a lot of my classmates who are in Bangalore now, they were only able to move to software in 2000 when the Y2K issue came up, because there were a lot of opportunities. But just with one advice, I was able to be ahead at least 5 years before them. I came to the US in 96, they all came in 2005, 2006. That much of difference makes, right? Because you know what you know, and your friends and your classmates know only what you know for the most part. So always find that mentor who can be your mentor. And these days, it's easy to find. There's so many professional networks. You can reach out to them and you can see who can be your mentor. And network is what it makes difference. So as you grow out, come out of the college, the more network, the bigger the network you are, the bigger opportunities you get to know. So as people now, everybody is moving around everywhere, right? In India, and they're moving out of the India to different parts of the world. So try to keep that network alive, just like the way the two people who explained about gave an example. So your friends and all of your friends and your classmates, make sure that you get your network built up. So there are many professional networks. Depending upon your passion on where you get in, try to get into those networks. I'm not sure how many of you know LinkedIn. Do you know LinkedIn professional network? Anybody?
Yeah, they all should be knowing. Two, I
But
think
sir,
three.
also take the class.
Yeah, there is a Prasad actually gave a class 2-3 weeks back about LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn, get yourself, even though you're in first year, second year, put yourself out there, right? Try to connect to the different people from your college. You'll see a lot of people there. And, there are a lot of people in SEEEDS, whether it's a donor or whether it's help and somebody's helping, get connected to them. Once you connect to that person, you can see all their posts and you can see what kind of influencers they have. There is a lot you can do. The amount of time people spend on Instagram or Facebook, if you can spend a small percentage on LinkedIn network, you'll understand how effective it will be. Right. So, does anybody has any mentors right now? Okay. So one of the things that you should put your goal for this month is look at your close network and see who can be your mentor, right? As you're in the college, you can make one of your professor as your mentor. Right? Pretty soon you will have a project, and that project there's a guide. Why do they make a professor as your mentor or a guide? Because they can assist you, they can make you to be successful in the project what you're working. So you, as I put in that bottom picture, you'll get advice, you'll get help, tips, assistance, and guidance. Everybody needs a mentor, and it's easy to get a mentor when you're young, when you started your career. And even as you grow up, you can always find that person, a senior person who can be your mentor. The next one I wanted to talk about is the best investment, right? How many of you know Warren Buffett? Have you heard this name? So he is one of the top billionaires in the world, and he has many businesses. And if he says one comment, the whole US market can change. If he comes in on Monday and say that everybody's expecting for inflation, or I'll say not inflation, recession, they're thinking it's a mild recession. If he comes in on Monday and says that we are not getting into mild recession, we'll be okay. The market will be turned positive on everywhere, the whole world. So he makes only few investments every year, and those investments are all fruitful for him, and he is always making money out of every investment. So what he says is the best investment you can make is in yourself. If you have money, don't spend on unnecessary things. Spend that course, work on learning soft skills, or learning some kind of a course. Anything you put in yourself in investment will give you a return, right? Anything, other things you can put, the real estate can go down, the investment stock market can go down, but anything that you put for yourself, that will make your return. I'll give one example in my case, right? So I told you that I did my executive MBA. So it's expensive in the US. It's about $1 lakh, right? And more than that, it takes 21 months, 22 months of hard work. So I wasn't sure that I should put that money so late in my career. So I was thinking, I got an opportunity to study at one of the schools, but I have to pay the money. So I spoke to a few friends, the couple of people you said, I spoke to them. Everybody will give a different advice. They said, yeah, I don't think it's worth it. You can study, but it might make a difference or not. Think about it. So I reached out to my mentor. He's now my best friend because I've been with him for more than 20 plus years. So I called him and said, what is your advice? You know what he said? Put money in you for yourself. You're not spending money for making a bigger house, or you're buying a car, or your women buy jewelry, diamonds, and everything, but men won't do any of those. So put that money for your study. And I took that advice immediately. I said, okay, that makes sense. Okay. And I invested myself in my case, I invested in studying it. It turned out to be, worthwhile. So if you have any money, I would say investment is not only money, time. If you have time is the most valuable than money. So if you have time, put that time towards for your useful purposes, learning something, or a craft, or a skill, or education. Anything you put on yourself is the best investment you can make. Any comments? Anybody is doing any investments on yourself? Students? Okay, finally, people talk about luck, right? So this Roman philosopher, what he says is, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It's all about preparation. If you invest yourself and learn something, when that opportunity comes, you'll excel. Everybody else who doesn't know about your preparation thinks they're lucky. It's not luck. It's because of your preparation. And as long as you're prepared, it's a matter of when the opportunity might come today, tomorrow, day after, right? So it's always the preparation. So don't believe in luck, prepare yourself, and opportunity will definitely come. I'll give again my same example, right? So from the previous thing, what I said, I spent money, I studied. And a lot of people were saying that 21 months, you may not be able to change your career because you already have that many years of experience, you have a lot of baggage in learning and everything, you may not change. So the other person said perseverance, right? I was trying hard to see what can I do. So as you said, you can find a mentor. So I made a mentor at my workplace. He's the head of the business. I went to him one day. I said, you know what, I'm doing my MBA. He said, is Deutsche Bank sponsoring you? I said, no, I'm paying from my pocket. He was surprised. He said, I asked him, I don't know. And don't be afraid to ask your mentor when you are at the crossroads, when you don't know what to do. I told him that I'm doing my MBA, but I have all of this technology background. What should I do? He thought for a minute and he said, you know what, you have the technology expertise, you understand what business is, you know what operations need. You should be in product development. Until then, I never thought that I can be on the product development group. I used to go to that floor every day. I talked to the people, but the thought of getting into product development was given by my mentor. And he also became a network. The way he became a network is he left Deutsche Bank and he joined Wells Fargo. So when he was about to leave, he said, I'm joining Wells Fargo. I need good people. You're always on my list. Whenever you are ready, send me your resume. I'll forward to the right people. And he did that. So that's how I was able to get a job. And when I got a job, I showed you the first slide where there are two ladders, right? The career change is possible, but it's very difficult in the career change. You're going from one ladder to another ladder on a step up. Most of the times it will be a step down because you're changing your path. And at times it can be lateral. You're going on the same step to different ladder. But having a mentor, having a network, and your preparation will help you to get one step above. So those are the things that I wanted to share and what makes one person successful. This is my last slide. I want to ask you if you have any questions, any comments, anything that you want to share, feel free. Anybody? We have, I think, 8 more minutes. This is all for you to talk and share things and ask questions, anything you have. Okay, while you think, I'll ask, this is a question for you. I want few people to at least say, what are your takeaways? We spoke almost for about 45 minutes. So what will you do differently from tomorrow to be successful in your studies, in your career? Tell me just at least 3 takeaways from each person.
Hereafter, I will be with the right persons and right friends to make my career bright.
Darshini, can you, and I see your name here, can you introduce yourself? What college, where are you studying, what track you are in, what year, and where are you from?
Sir, I am Darshni. I am studying BSc Critical Care Technology, second year in Tirunelveli Medical College.
Great. What else, Darshini? Anything else other than talking to the right people?
Yeah, sir, whenever I want to study, I was being affected by many external factors. So I get down, I feel so down that I can't achieve my target and study and complete the portion. So because of my friends, mobile phone, social media, so hereafter I will be with the right persons and continue my efforts.
Yeah, I know it's unfortunate, right? The social media, the access to the data plans, it's become so cheap. Everybody has this phone, including me. We get distracted, always looking at the phone,
Yes,
and
sir,
we
it's
need to
very
use that.
distracting.
Yeah. What is it? Sorry.
Yeah, it's very distracting, sir. I
Distracted.
feel
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah. I recently watched something. So one of the things you could do is, Darshini, I have 2 daughters, 9-year-old and 7-year-old. I tell them also every day, right? When you are watching, make sure that you watch, TED Talk, TED, TED Talk.
No,
Are
sir,
you
I
there?
don't know.
Okay, after this, write it down. Go search for a TED Talk, TED, TALK, right? TALK. So it's usually anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes videos. These are all the people you can do a TED Talk and anything. Let's say if you wanted to, whenever you feel that you're not motivated, just put a TED Talk motivation speech. You'll hear TED Talk, career success, career path. These are the people who talk about for 10 minutes. You'll get inspired and motivated. If you have that within that, you get inspiration. So watch those. From today, stop looking at social media, Instagram, Facebook. At least spend 10 minutes every day watching TED Talk. You will see a difference in yourself.
Sure, sir, sure. Thank you so much, sir.
And you said you are in internal medicine?
BSc Critical Care Technology, sir.
Critical care technology.
Paramedical course.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay. Anybody else other than Darshini? I'll say one more thing, right? Because only one or two people are able to talk. So I said right before, you won't get a lot of people in your career and your as you grow up, a good motivator or a good mentor. I had one like that in all of my career. I can only think of one person. And you know what he said? Whenever you go to a meeting, to a conference, make a difference for yourself. How do you make yourself difference? You have to speak up. You have to ask at least two questions. It cannot be a silly question. It has to be a valid question. Raise your hand and ask. That will take away that fear from you. Next time when you go there, you'll talk. After a while, you get so confident about yourself, you will be talking on the stage. So this is a forum where it's only me and one other person, and we are, as I said, we are part of SEEEDS family. I want at least another 3 people to raise their hand and talk the way Darshini said. So what are your takeaways from this meeting, and what will you do differently from tomorrow?
Sir, I'm Bhuvaneshwari, sir.
Okay. Bhuvaneshwari, can you introduce yourself? Where you're studying, what college you are, what year you are?
I'm studying BSc Mathematics at Queen Mary's College, Chennai, sir. Second year, sir.
Okay.
When I, when I was studying in my school days, I interested to study maths, sir. Nowadays, I'm interested, but not more. Finding a patient every day, I didn't got basic patient in my life, sir. What can I do, sir? How can I find it my patient?
How can you find what? Patients? Sorry, the line was not clear. Can you say that again, Bhuvaneshwari? How can you find what?
I think she meant passion.
Passion. Okay. How can you find your passion? Yeah, Bhuvaneshwari? Okay, I think the line is not clear. You can come back next again when it's good. So we're only hearing from the girls. How come the boys are quiet? So far, all the people who spoke, Abhijit. I see Abhijit, you are online. Have you so far, Ayesha, Bhuvaneshwari, all the girls are more curious and talkative.
Sir, I'm
If you are not comfortable in English, feel free to talk in Tamil as well.
I can understand Tamil. I can't speak, but I can understand. Somebody was about to say something. Sorry, I overspoke. Can you repeat?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, Nusrat.
Yes, audible. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So my takeaways are, so when it comes to success, we will be like very happy. So when it comes to failure, we won't accept at all. Also, I'm a category of person that when I meet failure, I'll be like so worried about it, and I'll feel hard to come out from my failures. From tomorrow, my takeaway is I should not bother about failures also.
See, failure, you have to bother, but understand what made you to fail, right? And try to fix that.
Yeah, that's a very thing. But I used to learn from my failures.
Yeah, good. You know, the sooner you make if I'll give an example, right? I recently read about Elon Musk. Have you heard about Elon Musk? He's the founder of Tesla. Have you heard Tesla cars? There are here cars here, Tesla cars. he owns 3 or 4 different companies. So what he was
Okay.
saying is every year he thinks about what can I do in the next 10 years. Okay. And then he writes down what I want to do in the next 10 years. And then he tries to do those 10 years in 1 year. And he says that if I fail in the 1 year, whatever I have to do in the 10 years, that's good. I don't need to, I'm not wasting 9 years. And if I'm successful, I'm 10x successful than others. That's how he's successful today. A lot of people are successful because they made failures early on. So it's okay to be a failure, but learn from what mistakes you made in the failure and do not try to repeat that next time. So you'll be successful. You know one less way and not to make failure next time because you already made that failure. Right?
Yeah, I have learned and I have resigned also. Actually, I used to participate in poetry competitions often, and I used to design poetries, and I get
Right.
failures. But now I got the most prestigious award in poetry competition, which is conducted by Agar Foundation. So I corrected my mistakes, whatever should be done and whatever should be altered in that poetry. So that's how success reflects.
Yeah, you need to be proud, even though you're a failure to start with, right? Not everybody can be a poet. To know to do poetry, you have to have a lot of knowledge on the language. Unless you know the language, you cannot put together the words, right? So
I'm an
I'm glad to
English
hear.
literature student, sir.
Okay, great. Good to hear your success story. So we are out of time, 11:33 now. For you, it's 10 o'clock. I'll say at least a few takeaways for each of you. Find a good friend or friends who you can hang out, who share the passion or the hard work or modification or the motivation. Find a mentor. Uh, look out for few years senior than you, and look out for one of the SEEEDS members here who can help you in your career path to guide you in your respective fields. Get on LinkedIn, even though you're in first year, second year, do that. And last but not least is watch TED Talks. Those are inspiring and motivating. Everybody has a downtime. Everybody um, feel so motivated every day. Whenever you get in that mode, just watch a 10-15 minute video which will inspire you. And cut on the social media. Get on to LinkedIn. Try to find what makes you more successful, not which takes you. It's good to be on the social media for a few minutes, but limit the time. That's all I have. Thanks for giving me opportunity to talk to the students. It's good to hear from this age students and what they're doing.
Thank you, Raghu. Thank you. Thanks a lot for spending time with our students. You gave a lot of insights and information. Prasad also joined. Prasad, when we started the call, I mentioned this. Last weekend you gave a session on failure, how to cope up with failure. Now he's giving on success. So and yeah, coincidentally, that's what happens. After failure, the next stop should be a success, right? So
Yep.
that's with the right attitude and whatever Raghu covered the qualities and characters. So yeah, every failure can be turned into success. So, and also I was mentioning, how to retain the success. That's another big challenge. Handling a success is also, equally or even more difficult than handling a failure. So Raghu, you did a great job in covering everything. Not just from your personal life, also you quoted many legends. You introduced a lot of them to our students. Also, the TED Talk is definitely great treasure and assets for the students to gain more knowledge, also confidence. That's a good advice that reduce your social media time. We're not telling not to use social media. You use it appropriately with a limited time, but use it to your advantage. And at least have a goal of watching one TED Talk video a week. It's only like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So yeah, that's
Yep.
that's all about. Yeah, Prasad.
Thank you, Raghu, for coming and then sharing your wonderful experiences. Just to know everybody, Rahu is friend of mine. We know each other for 20 years now. So, I mean, so you can just map to his career, how, the 20 years back and then where he is right now, right? Another thing is, right, there is a small connect to SEEEDS as well. E- when we were discussing JK, I mean others, we were discussing about what name we should keep to this organization, and there are a lot of meetings going on and all. So those calls I was taking, like I was on the way to his house in New Jersey, and then night there were calls and all. We decided the name, and the next day. Maybe he's the first person other than our team I shared that we are forming a new organization. The name is called SEEDS. That happened. I just told him at his house in New Jersey in 2017. And then, so he knows about SEEDS since inception, and then he has been watching us silently. Whatever the posts and everything what I've been sharing, and then like 3 years ago he became a donor as well. So now he's stepping up to become a mentor as well. So thank you so much, Raghu, for that. And
Yeah, you're welcome.
students, a lot of people. Sorry, Raghu, go ahead.
No, you're welcome. I shared this fun fact when we started this presentation, saying that I'm glad
Okay.
that you ended with the same.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
No, no,
I didn't. I watched from your second slide. The attitude is everything, right? In
okay, got
starting.
it.
So from there, I was watching. So I missed
Okay,
it.
no problem.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. Students, right? Raghu was mentioning you should go and ask question. I keep telling you people every time, right? Don't hesitate to ask. Let me just share one personal example. So when I was working in India, like there was a company, now I don't know how many people you know, now that is gone, Compaq and HP, now it is HP. So we as a service providers, right, and then we get a, opportunity to attend the early conferences of new server range and all that before launching. So all vendors will be there. It is like a vendor only type meeting. So it was all happening, and then all sessions were all going on. I got bored or whatever, and then suddenly I got little bit of irritated because everybody was talking about how you measure CPU power. In those days, it's tips, transaction processing, transactions per second, right? So they were all talking about transaction per second, so many thousands and all like that. I just stood up and then asked one simple question. What do you mean by a transaction? Okay. So then then they answered it. After that, they answered it. And then there was a surprise element. They said that whoever asked the best question, they will be awarded. So they chose my question, and then I got a prize also. Okay, so that is how you will get, not just for the award or, whatever, but you are just enlightening everybody, right? Sometimes it could be some basic fundamental question. You might think it is a stupid question. Don't be afraid of asking those questions. There are like 100 people in that 5-star hotel. I didn't feel shy. I just stood up and asked this fundamental question. What do you mean by that? Everybody in the hall knew what it is, but it was not very clear enough, right? So please don't hesitate to ask question. I've been watching, not many students were asking question. I don't know why. Students, this is the time for you to interact with people like Raghu or any guests we bring in. Otherwise, if you go and then if you're trying to connect with these people, you won't even find them. You won't get an appointment. You don't have their contact number. It will be very hard. But they are coming here for us to share and then help us, right? So you should make use of this opportunity. Again, going back to what Raghu has been telling, right? The opportunities. So opportunities is basically right people, you are at the right time. So everybody is here, you should make use of that. Okay. And if you guys are not comfortable in English, this is the opportunity to step up, or you can talk in Tamil as well. We will help, right? But the root thing is you should open up and then interact. Any
Hello,
last
sir.
questions from students?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Harshvardhan.
Yes, sir. I have joined late because of some issues here, sir. But
Oh,
after watching his speech for about 15 minutes, actually, this was a session. Uh, he was the whom where I need to ask this particular question. I found out that I was basically a career-oriented person who puts a lot of effort in building up my own skills and also I usually um my own schedule is about 3/4 of the time is putting to develop my skills or preparing for my one of the competitive exams, sir. In the meantime, I think in the past one month, I have found out that I'm like feeling so lonely and I can't even tell anyone, sir. I don't know what's the issue, but you have told that, sir, have a good relationship or a good friends and a mentor. I don't even have a one. The friends and the surroundings around here are um, not not attaching with my or to say um, my taste of SP communications or what to say. I can't express that word, sir. But that's what's the problem. In the situation, how can I find a friend who and I have similar taste, sir?
see, Harshvardhani, right? Like Raghu was mentioning, you should, I mean, your friends is fine, okay, but
Yes, sir.
your goals
Yes,
are
sir,
very
fine.
high, right? You must have seen in a slide, you be with like find those 5 people, who can motivate you or above you, right? So you should find somebody who are thinking like you, or who is also preparing civil services and like that, or who have already passed or successful in that field, right? So if you are finding difficult, then definitely SEEDS, we can help you in finding those type of people and then connect you.
Yes, sir. The thing is, I was so unfortunate because about 2 years of my college has gone in online, sir. So I was
Mm,
not able to find one.
correct.
This last final year only, I have been in college, and in that 1 year itself, I didn't even find the one which who actually shares the right set of thoughts with me.
Mm,
They're actually enjoying. I am also enjoying, but the kind of right thoughts. I was so much interested to discuss about international relations and public policy things, but I found none of the one have same set of interest or whatever be. I can't even talk to them a little, sir, because they are
so
not interested, but I am more interested. But
correct,
this is the thing
correct.
where I am lacking, sir.
Right, right. Let me share my personal example, right? So I was working in railways as a commercial, reservation office. So my colleagues are all clerical cadre people, not a software engineering technical people. But my goal, I wanted to become a software engineer. So what I did is I used to hang out with the organization. There was an organization called CMC. Now it is TCS. That team of software engineers only. Okay, so what I do, I just go to their room and stand. There won't be even place to sit. I used to go whenever I have time, I go there and stand and then watch what they're doing, observe what they're doing, listen what they're talking. I will not even utter a single word there, just a listening, that's all. Then over a period of time, then I built a relationship with them. Started opening up my mouth and then asking questions, making friends, and then their thought process and everything, right? So you have I know, I understand this corona has really took away the opportunities for many of you students, right, getting into that thing, right? But definitely there will be clubs, or there will be, you know, like even in a Facebook groups, there will be UPSC groups and things like that. We will try to find something and then help you, Harshavardhani. But the thing is, try to be with those people, right? Once you are in that right set of people, then half the battle is won.
So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Harshvardhani,
That's what actually matters. Yes,
so
sir.
Harshvardhani, let me start off saying that don't feel yourself that you're unfortunate, right? 2 years online education, everybody throughout the world faced through that, right? Count your how lucky you are. You are supported by SEEEDS. You are talking to three of us right now today. I'm sure you have many sessions. I just shared my all
Yes, sir.
experiences, all that I learned in my career. I'm able to put together and say that. Same with Prasad and before that, right? So you are able to get all these experiences upfront, not going through it. We are trying to tell you when you go through your career path, what are the obstacles you will get? How can you get over, right? I know that I told you right in the starting. I have a daughter. I've seen this generation of kids. They don't want to share. They don't want to share what they're studying. It's not like when we, Prasad, when we was with our friends, we used to work together, study together, play together. But this generation kids, what I see is they don't want to share. They feel competitiveness. They don't want to say what they're doing, right? So don't feel if you have if you don't have a friend, leave it, but you can always find that senior person who went through the public services exams, and that person graduated or they went through successfully. Get that person as a mentor, right? It's always difficult to hang out with a senior person the way you hang out like your friend, right? I told you, remember, in one of the slides, I have a mentor who told me about why to switch to a software, and again he guided me that I should spend money on graduation. When I was like your age, in the first year of college, I didn't know that person. My father happened to know this person from somebody else, and he said every day go to that person. His name is Srinivas. He said go to Srinivas and meet him. I didn't feel like going him because he's a 6 year senior to me. He's much older than me, and it's kind of intimidating going and talking to me every day. So I go every day. He's very close to my place. I go there, and I just pray that he's not at home. He's still at say work. But over a period of time, I've gone through that hump, and we became friends in less than 6 months. And he treats me as my younger brother now. I can call him for something, so he called me for something. So it takes time for friendship or for becoming a friend to a mentor. The best thing you can do is forget about the people you are not able to make friends. Go through these networks. I don't know what kind of public service these exams you're going through, what kind of networks are there. Go to that kind of institute where you're studying. You'll find like-minded people there. Even if you find one person, it's good enough. And you find a mentor, they will guide you. And as Prasad is saying, he will connect locally who gone through those exams. So first thing, don't feel you're unfortunate. You're a fortunate person. You are able to get through the seats. Somebody is supporting you. Somebody is giving you guidance. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we are all here. We don't know directly, but we'll have someone over there who has done through that, so we can connect. So feel
Yes,
free
sir.
to reach out. I don't know how many. I think we have 500 plus students now, right, Prasad, in seats?
Yeah. Total
Right.
total YTD is 500.
Right. So you have a 500 people family with so many other donors who can help you, guide you, right? Reach out to them. Say to them saying that that person doesn't need to be in the same location, same place. Just send out an email or to Seeds Network. I'm looking for somebody. Just use Seeds as a social media for yourself. And the other student will be helpful to you because they know they've gone through the same challenges you went through. Find always an opportunity
Yes,
how
sir.
to
Yes.
make it, right? Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you have. How can you leverage them?
Yes, sir.
Any other student? Harshavardhani, call me tomorrow, okay?
Sir?
Call me tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Any other students?
Hi, sir. I'm Sushila.
Hi, Sushila.
Sir, I also met the same situations when I was a joint in my college first year. So in that situation, I just being to talk with my sisters. So that's the way I just yearly on the stage, I just overcome from that, like the Hakshavarshini situation, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. Have you overcome now, or you are still in the same situation?
I already overcome, sir. But today I also met the girl who have mindset like me, and I also get some answer and example from you, sir, from both of you, sir, today.
Okay. Good.
Yes, sir.
Good. Good. Good, Susila.
Yeah.
What course are you studying, Susila?
Now I'm pursuing second year in BSc Computer Science, sir.
BSc Computer Science. Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I want to give some tips to her, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Susila.
Harshavardhani, I think, yeah. How the good qualities are
Yeah.
come to our life that take so many times. So that the way the good quality, the same mentality friends also come to our life in the right time. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good.
This
See,
meeting was
another thing
actually,
is,
sir,
yeah, go ahead.
actually most overwhelming situation for me, sir, because in the past 2 days I was very down, underestimating me. That's so the point the sir told, build a network of right kind of people. That point actually, I can't even express that, sir.
Okay. Okay. No, don't worry, Harshavardhani. See, we all have gone through these stages, right? Okay. So for Raghu, he got a mentor, and then his father told him, right, like he was mentioning, go and then meet a mentor. To me, there was no mentor at all. I have to work hard, find, work through them. Whatever has been mentioning, I have to do everything. I have to do that hard learning every time, make the mistakes and learning. I mean, obviously that will take a lot of time. Now there's a lot of learning curve, but I really don't care. That's what it is, right? So I don't worry about what is not there with me. I just see what is available to me. Then how can I make better of what I have? Right? So once you get this mindset, it doesn't matter whether you have mentor or you have right network people, everything, you will attain your success. But the only thing is, it might, if you have this network, you will be 2 steps, you will reduce 2 steps. If you have mentor, you will reduce 5 steps, right? Like that. But again, don't worry about what is not there with you. Just see what is available to you and then make use of those uh, uh, things and then make it simple. You can learn this from your home, right? Have you seen your mother cooking food, right? Dinner, lunch and all. Have you ever seen, like, some days she may not be able to cook all the items whatever you guys wanted? She will cook like a minimum thing. Have you experienced that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why? Because there are no groceries available in the house on that day, but her goal is to prepare meal to the entire family and everybody should sleep with stomach full. So she is trying to do best with available resources. See, all these lessons you can learn from your mother. You don't have to go outside your house.
Yeah, Harshvardhani, I want to add something, right? The most important asset you have that you're not able to know about it You have the firepower within you to excel. You're not finding the right person, right friend, or right mentor. But it's people will have a lot of mentors, a lot of resources, but if you don't have that fire in you, nobody can do anything. You have that. It's a matter of finding the right person, right? I don't know whether we have a face group or something for SEED students, Prasad. It's good to see that Susula is talking about her experiences and is talking to Harshvardhani. Maybe
we have a WhatsApp group, Raghu, for students, seat students alone.
yeah.
And then we have, we have multiple groups. One
Okay.
is the active students group and one is alumni group. Okay.
Right.
So this active students group will be moved to the alumni group after they get graduated.
So Harshvardhani,
yeah.
Send a message to the alumni group saying that I'm studying, what you just said to us, that you wanted to study in the specific course or group that your group services you're preparing. Any of you have experience, or can you help me mentor? Reach out. You will see at least a couple of responses. Build that relationship. Do the same thing in your current WhatsApp group. See, you might find someone like Susula who can help you. And all you need is a couple of people. You don't need more than them, right?
Okay, sir.
So you have resources. You are fortunate to have 500 people in one group. You have another, I don't know how many hundreds of people are in the alumni, and then you have Prasad and all the few mentors who can help you. And more than anything, all these resources are external. Internally, you have that fire to learn, right? Don't be down.
Okay, sir.
Not everybody has this opportunity. You might know people from your school who were not able to get to this point, right? Where somebody's supporting you economically and then giving you a network. So you're a fortunate person in my view. We never had, both Prasad and I never had so much of network. We try to find our way by making mistakes and assuming that, I don't know that you should do masters quickly. I only came to know later on that, what should I do, right? Now you have all these resources around you. So don't ever feel low about yourself. You have all the resources. You just need to reach out. You just need to connect the right dots and you'll be good. I'm suggesting you today to do that. Go to the alum group and say what you just said us, not about anything low, that I'm looking for somebody who can help me to guide and mentor on the public services test, group services test. If any of you have experience or anyone you know that graduated, please let me know. Yeah?
Yeah, sir. Definitely, sir.
Yeah.
Harshavardhan and students, I keep telling the same thing. I repeat it again. Only crying child will get milk. அழுகிற குழந்தைக்கு தான் அம்மா பால் கொடுக்கும் இல்லையா? So if you don't ask, other people will not know. Okay, so not just Harshavardhani, right? There could be other, maybe Harshavardhani has opened up. There could be many students like Harshavardhani just silent at not even asking this question, right? At least she is bold enough to come forward and then post her problem here. So you guys should make use of our platform in WhatsApp, our group, ask this question. Hey, I am facing this problem. I want to talk to somebody. One of us will straight away jump into you and then we will talk and then we can see what is the problem you are going through and then connect to the right people. Okay, we have that group. You should share all your information, right? Your success story or your problems or anything like that. Okay.
So can I talk now, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. At the time you called me, sir. At the time I have no low internet coverage, sir. I connected to my sister hotspot and I now speak, sir. First of all, I have a problem in facing because this month my results came out, sir. CA Foundation.
Okay.
I scored very low in law subject, but I scored in 91 marks in model exams. But I just scored in main exam just 40. I don't know what happened to me, but I always scored 75 plus in law subject. I have assured her that I will gain in main exam 80 or 70, but unfortunately it came as 40. I don't know what happened to me. Is there any mistake made by me, or else what happened? I don't know, sir. But the situation 1 week ago, sir, it happens. But I am cleared my foundation, sir. But I didn't expect mark in only law, sir.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
hurts me a lot, sir.
Yes, yes. Very good, Abhijit, right? What I will do is, you have the question, and first of all, congratulations for clearing the CA Foundation course, right?
Thank you, sir.
You didn't get the marks what you wanted. Rather, you got only 50% of your expectation. You were expecting 70, 80, but you got 40. Correct. Right, Abhijit?
Yes, sir. In my school days, sir, I have lot of connection with my teachers. They have closer connection with my teachers. So many teachers helped me and guided me a lot. But in my CA foundation, I entered my CA foundation after 12th. There is a lack of connection between my teachers because there are thousands of students in my academy. I can't able to reach my teachers, and I don't have that what I can say, that I have the close connection with my teachers. I can't able to do that.
Okay. Abhijit, your problem is easy to solve. Okay. So the problem is easy to solve. So there are already a few students from SEEEDS itself who have cleared both inter as well, right? A complete inter, and then they're working. They're doing that articleship right now, like that. So we can really connect those students with you. Okay. In the meantime, what I would recommend is, you have the question paper, right, of that subject. Okay, so write down your answers, like whatever you wrote in your exam. Think through and then write down your answers. I can connect those to the CA, those students who have cleared inter, and then we can show it to them, and then they can correct your mistakes, what mistake you made, so that those mistakes you won't be able to do it again in your inter.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. I will do it.
Yeah. So write the answers to those questions and keep it ready. Message me once it is ready. Then I will connect to those students. Basically, you might have heard these names. Those two students are Muthu and then Zahina. Muthu has cleared both intern, inter final also. And Zahina is attempting that inter other group. There are two groups, right? So she's attempting that. But both of them are very smart, very sharp. They should be able to help you out. Okay, have these answers, and then we will do it.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I think, this is, I think we should have done it, but no problem. Better, late than never. What I will do is, I'll create a SEEEDS CA group. Okay, and then I will add all you students into that group. Then, so that you can start interacting with other CA, students who have studied and then who are studying like you.
Okay, sir. Sir, already they created a group yesterday, sir.
Okay, it's already there?
Yes, sir. Yesterday they created the group, sir.
Okay.
Today I talked to my senior, but not about that, sir.
Okay. So we'll do that. We'll do that. And we have the students, right? See, again, students, unless you come and then pose your problems, we will not know how to solve your problem or how to help you out. Okay. Any other question? Anything else? No. Okay. Thank you so much, Raghu. I know we went half an hour over, but thanks for staying and then answering our students' questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.